Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the first roguelike I ever played, Wasted. That's mostly why I'll be reviewing this game today. I happen to have played what I thought was a regular first-person shooter published by Adult Swim. That's actually the reason why I first checked this game out in the first place. It's a type of game I liked, it was published by a cool company, and I just thought the game looked pretty good. It was also around a time when I was playing Fallout, and the intro with the wasteland does give you that kind of vibe, so I came in with the expectations of playing a shooter with some similarities to Fallout, and oh boy, I had no idea. For the first hour or so, I gave myself the impression that this game was more than it is. But don't get me wrong, this game isn't bad or anything. I was just expecting more of a Fallout type of game when I first played it. In the beginning, you do quests, meet and talk to NPCs, explore a town, stuff you might do in Fallout. But I said this is stuff you do in the beginning. From what I can tell, you spend most of your times in the coolers killing enemies, looting, and surviving, which makes total sense if you've played a roguelike before. I just didn't back in 2018 when I first played this game. I even wrote a review that still holds up 3 years later. I did think this was going to be more of an RPG with many towns, NPCs, and quests. At first I was disappointed, but then I appreciated the game for showing me what a roguelike is. In that same review, I even said that I wasn't going to put the game down just cause I didn't understand it was a roguelike when I bought it, because it's still a good game. I didn't even like roguelikes when I first played them, but I was still able to enjoy Wasted being a pretty fun first-person shooter with a cool art style and concept to it. I had fun going deeper in the coolers and getting better weapons and loot. And oh yeah, there's also the whole thing with getting wasted and drinking different kind of beers. You can randomly find beer throughout the level, and the effect is randomly good or bad, but you can choose to drink it. You can also find a more premium beer at the end of certain levels, and if you choose not to drink it and keep going, the game gets harder but the beer gets better. If you decide to drink the beer, you get wasted and you can go back home and to the town where you're all good and safe. This town is where you could talk to NPCs, get some quests, buy and sell items, and more. I thought this area was pretty cool. You see, I thought there was gonna be a bunch of these towns to fast travel to with some type of story or progression, but if you're familiar with roguelikes, you should know more what to expect. But what do I think of Wasted now, almost 3 years after playing it and after 5 years of its release? It's still alright. I pretty much still hold the same or similar opinions as 3 years ago. Like, it's a pretty fun shooter with a cool, darker style to it and a great soundtrack. Did I mention the music? It's pretty amazing. But just like before, I started to lose interest after a couple of hours. When I first played this game, I played for about 5 hours. This time around, I only played for 2. I knew what I was getting into, and I still don't like some roguelikes because of lack of progression. It felt like there was only a few things I can do different the second time around. There's a couple of ways to start the game. Basically, you can choose to be timed and rush your way through the coolers, or not be timed and be able to chill. I prefer to not have the timer because when you run out of time, a boss comes after you and he's pretty strong and adds pressure to the game. I thought this was a cool idea for the more experienced players or the speedrunner type of players, but I personally enjoy taking my time. Oh yeah, there's also this other way you can play the game. So what you do is you go into the town, then you kill everybody. Okay, I actually had way too much fun trying to kill all these good people, especially that talking dog, but at least he comes back to life because these developers are good people. But if you try to play this game and you aren't having a good time, just try being a menace to society and take out all of these good, innocent people. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This review was just me returning to the first roguelike I ever played. It kinda somewhat set a standard for what type of roguelike I want to play. Basically one that's a first-person shooter. I don't like most roguelikes that aren't first-person shooters, but there are some exceptions. But yeah, guys, I hope you liked the review. Leave a like if you did. Check out Wasted if it looks like your type of game, and leave a comment letting me know what you thought of it. Don't forget to subscribe if you've been enjoying the videos and want to discover new games. I appreciate you watching the whole video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.
It's a real dog-eat-dog world out there, so I prefer to stay inside.